Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Christopher Michael Curtis Bowen, on this late afternoon version of Fire for Liberty, continuing the continued elevated multi-creationalistical aspects of transcendental natures in all forms and all formlessness and in all facets of nature. Whether planets and this spectacular stage, which is currently one of the spectacular stages, the current spectacular stage, which is the solar system, one of the most incredible places to be involved in one of the creative enlightenment experiences, to build in the repertoire, for example, of the Akash, and of course to build and develop and gain a bunch of gain many spiritual abilities, many spiritual enhancements, and many spiritual thought forms. And one of the most prevalent, which is not only the Phoenix phenomenon, the development of that type of aura. Oh, of course, the civilization type 449, incredibly accelerated beyond into a 495. Type 495 civilization is the ability to harness, output, and produce the energy of 10 to the 4,956 watts. Which of course is more than enough energy, well, quite a lot of energy, and of course it's always increasing, always flowing, and this of course has one of the sources generated from the very heart center, which is one of the very key important factors and a key important, of course, obvious sources of positivity, of creation, of transcendence, of the inner enlightenment, inner goals, and those, of course, inner dreams, those desires, which can build, of course, into the manifestation of what is already current, which is the spiritual abilities of not only the psychic abilities, but the spiritual abilities of forming. For example, one of the most basic ones, which is manifestation, or manifesting, and I say that as in the ability to, of course, not only bring, for example, which is one of the key important parts, or just very exciting, or not necessarily exciting, but very true, very exciting, very honest, and very truthful form of creation and manifestation, of course, is the bringing up and the developing and the building and then the creation and then the revolution of multiple planets. And that's, for example, very similar to how galaxies rotate, for example, around the central galactic sun, as well as we circle around our central sun, which nine other suns are circling around. So, of course, as explained by, well, this is just common knowledge, nine planets, well, in our solar system, it's a balanced number. 3, 6, 9, for example, third density, sixth density, ninth density. Those planets, and of course, rotate around the sun, and therefore rotate around the central galactic sun, and of course, there's multiple galaxies all over. Of course, the reminder of the very exciting, really incredibly, very, very, very advanced technology, of course, which also accelerates with the progress of consciousness, which of course is super, ultra, enhanced, enlightened, and very higher frequency. It's a higher frequency. We are at a higher frequency. Our abilities are therefore to help increase those abilities of high frequency creation. And it's also simplified, and it's also incredibly complex. But that is the very function of what not only is the flow of water, but also the understanding of what it means to be able to not only jump into realm from realm to realm to realm to realm, meaning not only planet jump and density jump, but also to be aware of the densities of what it means to exist in the state of plasma beings, for example, or understanding the state of matter, the fourth state of matter, or plasma, and then of course there's more states of matter. This is your host, Christopher Magmathoughtform, on this early afternoon edition of Fire for Liberty. Love you all.